All right, I have all of my screens up. Let's see who we have today. Okay. Diane says hello. Hello. Not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, but let me know. Abdallah says, hey, hello, hello, welcome to my stream. It's been a really long time since I've done one, and so I figured today would be a great day to do so. So, we have David in the chat saying, hello, Mistress Mara, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastic. Graham says, good day, Mistress, how are you with a red heart? Doing well, thanks for asking. How's the volume of the music, you guys? Is it loud? Is it good? I need feedback on that. Nathaniel says, hi, hello, welcome to the stream. And let me just tilt this a tad. Okay, cool. Hatish Glover says, can you wear your long leather gloves? So if you would like me to wear anything within the guidelines, you can go ahead and tip, and I will pin that to the top of my chat as usual. Exotic Plush says, hey Miss Mara, hello Exotic Plush, welcome, welcome. Brandon says, hi Myra. I don't know who Myra is, but hello. Okay, Graham says the music is slightly loud, perhaps. Okay, good. Thank you for the feedback. There we go. Because to me it sounds great, but I think you guys are also closer to the actual speakers. So, yeah. How is everyone doing? Brandon says, hi with the wave, Miss Mara. There we go. That is how you spell my name. Akash is asking, are you really a mistress? Maybe you should go and watch all of my other YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure it's clear there. So everybody's asking and requesting for items to be worn on screen. If you would like that to happen, go ahead and tip. I have linked my tip jar to the top of the chat via Cash App. If you'd like me to wear any gloves and so on and so forth, $5 to $10 would be it. If you want to see my feet plus shoes, that's $10 plus. And then anything, you know, that I could wear on stream that requires more changing is between $25 and $50. All right. Samba says, hello, Miss Mara. Hello, welcome. David says, I'm doing great. I'm home alone and my parents are going to a sleepover at my sister's house. Oh, nice to have the house to yourself. Akash says, what is your foot size? I'm a size 8 or a 39 in European. Exotic Plush says, I was waiting for the live to ask you something. First, do you have Venmo? Yes, I do. Second, I will be sending 20 for a custom if that's enough. 20? No. That's like not even enough for a custom Polaroid photo. That might be enough for like 2, almost 3 4x6 prints of my previous photo sets. but no. And third, could I put my email so we can talk? You can find my email on my About page on my channel. Nathaniel says, just found videos today, love them all. Do you mean my YouTube or my iwantmara.com clips? Graham says, Mistress looks as enchanting as ever with heart eyes emoji. Thank you. Yeah. Nathaniel says, yeah, you. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Liam. Wow, no hello, but already a question. Says, if you were an enchantress, would you use spells, potions, items, or other? I use all of those things. As you can see on my altar, I actually use all of those things. And I'm wearing a star shirt with star accessories because I have been super into witchcraft lately. And yes, been doing some behind the scenes work to hopefully bring in new good things. So that's gonna be fun. Keep a lookout on my community tab on YouTube because I've been posting there like every day, sometimes twice a day. That's like my new bulletin board. I use that more than Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, so be sure to keep a lookout. Samba is asking, Miss Mara, do I ever do relationship advice or struggling with a female friend? Yes. If you go to my website, dominamara.com, and you schedule chatting time with me through the phone or through Cam, I am happy to give you relationship advice. And just chatting in general if you want one-on-one time with me. Exotic Ploosh is asking about customs. You need to email me if you are interested in that. I do not discuss that in public chats. Nathaniel says, I mean YouTube. All right, thanks for clarifying. Nate says, hi, Domina. Yes, it's been a while. Please don't be disappointed in my absence. I've been busy and will be soon again. And also, today is my birthday. Today, too bad the spankings are far away, lol. Happy birthday to you, Nate. I hope that you have a wonderful day and the rest of the week coming up ahead next week. And thanks for stopping by on your special day. Liam says, hello, Miss Mara. I mean, first asking the important questions. You use potions, what kind? I make my own. So if I have something that I need, so recently I did a spell for banishing because I had a lot of negative energy that I feel like has built up over the years, and no matter how much I cleansed, like it wasn't enough. And so I did a couple of banishing spells actually, as well as other things that I am not going to say, you know, on, I guess I could say it. It's entertainment only anyway. So yeah, it's really fun. I was tempted on showing it on like a TikTok, but I think there's so much on TikTok already based off of this kind of stuff. So I didn't want to just like bleed in with the rest of what's already out there. But yeah. Do you practice, Liam? Gilbert is asking, hi, miss, how was your SW week? Smiley face? What's, you just mean like, how was my past week? My week was up and down, mainly more up. I practiced a lot of spells, so that was fun. Samba says, thanks, Miss Mara, difficult times. Yes, we're not out of the woods yet. I just looked up, like, you know, ticket prices because I want to travel again and tour. But there's still restrictions even if you're fully vaccinated. So, like, you still have to take the test, like, 3 days in advance. It's just such a big damper on the whole process of travel. It's not even worth going right now, so, to certain places. But, yeah. If you're driving and you're going somewhere somewhat local, then it's fine. As you guys saw, I went to the mountains, like, a couple weeks ago, and that was a blast. My new photo set is on my website, so go check that out. It's very fun and flamey. Tony is asking, when is your birthday, Miss Mara? You can find that on my website, dominamara.com, at the tribute page. I'm a Leo, so I'm born in August, and my birthday is on August 12th. Graham says, happy birthday, Nate, with a champagne pop. Yay! Exotic Plush says, what was your longest video? Like, custom was probably actually by a female, my female sub in Texas, and that was like 35 minutes, maybe 34 to 35 minutes. Random Driver says, hello, welcome to the stream. Liam says, if you had wings, what kind of wings would you want? Angelic ones, demonic ones, leathery like a dragon or a bat, or others? Probably angelic, but it would not be like your typical color. Liam says, I also don't do magic and potions, and I'm not sure I believe in them, but they are fascinating. Indeed. Random Driver says, yeah, I used to fly at least once a month somewhere for the weekend. Pre-COVID, it's been really hard this last year and a half. Same. In 2019, I literally, like, you could check my website. I have every city that I've ever visited on the travel page. I was traveling like every month, just like you, and sometimes multiple times a month, because if I go to the East Coast, I want to take that East Coast, 5 to 6 hour flight to and from for each city. I go to multiple cities while I'm there, and hop over from, different cities. So if I go to New York, I'll go to Boston, I'll go to Philly, blah, 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 blah. Haven't done that yet. And I was trying to look at dates and stuff for near future travel. I don't even know if it's worth it right now. Nate says, also to add, not to make this a downer, but it's sad Miss V passed away. Her memorial was today. I never knew her, but she was a dom and activist and deserved to be respected and looked up to. Do you know what happened? I saw that briefly, but I don't know her and, never met her or whatever. So, not sure. Nobody has really explained it, and I don't know if I should ask or if it will be explained soon. But yeah, R.I.P. for sure. David says, I call my friends and we're going to Universal Studios and we're going to see Harry Potter. Wait, are you in LA or are you in Florida? Also, are they letting everybody in right now, or is this kind of like limited amounts of people? Uzer says, hi, how are you? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How are you? Liam says, if COVID wasn't a problem, which fantastical place would you visit from sci-fi or fantasy like The Hobbit or Pokemon or Starship Enterprise Garage? Well, the Hobbit land actually exists in New Zealand to visit, so that is on the bucket list. And I don't think COVID would exist there if it was fantastical. No diseases like this would. Viruses. That's a good question. I guess Narnia was cool. Like, without all the drama, Narnia in concept is cool. I feel like Avalon during the King Arthur period would have been cool to see, but like not for very long because it's probably very non-hygienic and unsanitary during those times. So I'm just thinking realistically. Despite being a fantasy place. Liam says, well, you never know. Elves aren't into wearing masks, so they'd rather not let people with potential viruses enter. Right. But elves are also magical beings, and I'm pretty sure they just don't catch cold because they're pretty much immortal unless you actually kill them, like, physically, somehow. Depending on what myth you know. David says, no, I'm here in California. I'm not in Florida. If I was in Florida, this would be my first time. Gotcha. Exotic Plush asks, do you like making foot content? Also, what kind of stuff do you like to do with your feet? Yes, of course. I'm a foot model, award-winning foot model. You can check out my previous stuff that I've done on iwantmara.com. Eddie says, hi, goddess. Hello, Eddie. Nice to see you here. Uzara says, can I tip on YouTube for showing your feet? You can tip through the Cash App, which is found at the very top of this live chat. You click the link, and you are able to tip directly to me. I get 100%, and everybody else gets to see my feet. So, yes. And I have bare feet right now. I can also put on shoes that match my outfit. I don't know. $10 minimum for that. Alex says, hi, all and mistress. Hello, Alex. Nice to see you. Stan says, hello, Imperatrix. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How are you, Stan? Liam says, if you could choose between being a giantess of at least twice average human size. Oh, thanks for being specific. Really, because I think any larger is too much. Or elf, small person of at least 1/3 of an average human height. Well, depending on the myths that you know of elves, some elves are actually taller than humans. Like if you look at Lord of the Rings, they're tall creatures. Very slender, tall, wispy. You might mean dwarves or hobbits? Those are small persons. But I'd rather be taller, to answer your question. I've lived my life at such an average / shorter than average height. I could live to be a little taller. Although, you know, I've seen like Princess and the Bride, Andre the Giant. He was actually a giant person. It's tough working with people and hanging out with people shorter than you, though, because you always have to kind of crouch down or look down and stuff. So it's not very comfortable. But I'm being really logical with that answer. Stan says, that's good. Nah, I'm just having a drink. I'm okay, I guess. What are you drinking? Wine? Stardust says, hey madam, how are you? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. They also ask, can you make more videos in latex? Yes, when I'm able to monetize again. I'm waiting for that to happen still, because they like to take their sweet time. Don't worry, I have like a bunch of videos that I want to release still. And I also may start, I know I took a poll and I may start a second channel because I'm getting so many requests for reviewing toys. You guys, it's like crazy. And it's really cool, but it's also kind of overwhelming and I don't want that to be my channel. You know, I want to, of course, like promote that and, you know, be positive about it, that kind of lifestyle, but I also want this channel to just be me and whatever I want. So I might just do a channel dedicated to that because it's kind of crazy. Like after the last 2 videos that I produced, like I got a bajillion requests for other people being like, hey, can you review my stuff too? I'm like, okay, let's negotiate. Let's see. Okay. Whoa. All right, I'm gonna try to run through these. Stan says, I wish Arwen was my mistress as well. Hehehe. Oh, she and I would totally double dom very seductively, I'm sure. Liam says, if you had 2 kinds of elves, I guess in this case, the more human fairies. Wait, more like fairies who work for Santa. Oh yeah, they're those elves too. Okay, yeah, the working elves for the North Pole. I totally forgot. Like when it's not holiday season, I forget that those elves exist, which is very sad because I'm sure they work very hard for Santa and Mrs. Claus. Stan says, or Galadriel is better. I don't know who that is. Sounds like an angel, but I don't think it is. But it sounds like that kind of name. Exotic Plush says, have you ever done videos where you or someone else is hypnotized? Yes, check out my iwantmara.com site. I'm not going to repeat that. Any other things that I have to repeat myself for, I'm just not going to answer because I've said this multiple times and I feel like more people who have viewed my live streams have heard it a bajillion times. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Graham says the question of which magical being a mistress should be is moot since she is already a divine goddess. Smiley face. But what kind of goddess? Liam says, well, just hang out with other giants and giantesses. I guess. But then there's going to be like a war between little people and like giants. There's always a war that happens. Tony is asking, which is your favorite fetish that you would like to punish your subs with? I mean, I love using floggers, but honestly, like to punish, I love CBT. CBT is like the best because you get so creative with that. And I'm not, that's including busting, etc., etc. I have that on iwantmara.com too. Nate says on Miss V, I don't know how she passed. I think I do know, but the disgusting thing about the news and the service are the amount of trolls disrespecting her. All I know is that she was 33. It's very young. And unfortunately, you know, during this, like, we're still pretty much, I'm going to say, in lockdown, even if you can go out more and things are opening up. Like, things are not back to normal. It's very hard. And, like, people have gotten very cruel on the internet because they're just so used to spitting venom out to people who they don't even know, or if they follow, they just know virtually. And then, you know, they just don't have a heart, basically, because maybe they're feeling like, you know, crap about their situation and their lives, but then they project it onto other people to make themselves feel better, but it doesn't, and it's a cycle. So what I've done is, like, literally, I just block or report all the trolls ever. Because I don't have time for that. I am trying to live my life to the fullest here, and if somebody doesn't like it, they can go find someone else to, you know, troll. I don't have time for that. Stan says cognac with pear flavor, and with that, some Sprite. Huh, that's an interesting combination. Is the pear flavor a liqueur or is that a syrup? Or is that actual pear that you put in the cognac? That's a really yummy drink. That sounds delicious. Okay, Stardust says, Madam, I know it's a long shot, but I have to ask you, will you please play chess with me? I haven't played chess in years. Also, I'm going to be completely honest and say I am terrible at it. I'm probably better at checkers. And, you know, checkers has a bajillion different avenues that you could take. Like, you go forwards or backwards only, or, you know, blah, 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 blah. You could do all those things. So depending on how complicated you want to make it, I can play checkers, but chess is not my game, unfortunately. Queen's Gambit was really good. And if you watched my meme video, I can't remember if it's the first or second one, I have a Queen's Gambit, like... meme on that one, so go check that out, that video out. I still laugh when I see it. It's great. Okay. Good Lord, you guys are posting rapid fire today. All right. Eddie says, the parks in Florida are doing admissions by reservations. Save your money because most of the attractions, outdoor events, shows are closed during to the ongoing pandemic. I think it's the same thing because I looked up Disney World as well recently because a friend of mine just went there and I was just like, dude, why are you going now? You can't, like, it's great because there's nobody there, but also, like, how many things can you see, like you mentioned? Random Driver says, being tall is not always so good. Me being 6'4", I banged my head in Japan so many times into stuff from ceilings. Also, traveling in other than business class or economy comfort is harder. Yes, I know. My sub is 6'3", and I'm sure he could feel your pain as well. 6'4", what is your, do you know your ethnicity? He's half German, half Irish. It's the German side that's like super tall. Graham says, this is definitely an elf help group. Oh, you and your puns, Graham. Keep them coming. I like them. I always smile. I really liked your Dom Perignon one. Dom Perignon. Eddie says, SeaWorld and Animal Kingdom are like 90% open. Are the shows going on for those ones? Those ones probably should be because like SeaWorld, they're in water like over there. But you also get wet, so I don't know how that works because like people's clothing and they touch themselves and then they like sit down. I hope they wipe everything down. I don't know. That's the thing. I haven't been like flying since end of last year because like I took one flight from LA to San Francisco last year when things started to look like they were gonna open up, and then they didn't afterwards. They like closed up some things again. I just been, you know, on the road. So Liam says, are there things you do not condone / appreciate, not the ones with smells or bodily fluids? Yeah, I don't, well, not condone. I personally don't do like heavy blood. You know, I'll do like slight medical play because that's easy. That's just like topical. But I won't do anything like heavy. It's just not sanitary. I'm not a certified practitioner of, you know, the medical field, so I don't think it's right for me to dive into that unless I was like trained by an actual like surgeon or something. Like it's not that I don't condone that. You do that if that's your thing, but I'm not personally into it. I guess that's bodily fluid. But yeah, everything else is kind of like free form. Stan says Galadriel is the blonde forest elf in Lord of the Rings, played by Kate Blanchett. Oh, I never knew her name. I just thought she was like kind of like the White Witch. Not that's not her name, but like I thought she was like that entity. or the white elf. Samrat says, hi ma'am, hello, welcome. Liam says, not to be mean to dwarves or little people or tiny elves, but I don't think they stand a chance against giants. Yeah, I mean, you either, like, how do they kill the giants in, you have to, like, you need, like, a whole nation of little people versus one giant to win. Unless you're, like, David versus Goliath, which is, you know, more of an inspirational, legend. But also, I mean, I guess every body has a weakness, and he hit the weakness. Graham says, Mistress would be the queen of the gods, of course. That's a big responsibility. And look at how good of a job Zeus did. David says, I'm almost, like, taller than elves. I mean, that's a relative height. But okay. Liam says, another question. In the CBT one you love, which do you prefer, the CT or the BT? The BT. But the CT is pretty good because when you do the BT, you hurt the C. If that makes sense. Should do a little song about that. Exotic Plush says, yes, Kiran. If you give $10, she will show her feet. Yes, I have linked my Cash App at the top, and that is my tip jar. And my feet are dirty because I've been walking around barefoot and cleaning my space today. So, well, dirty to my standards. Stan says, liqueur. Yay! Fantastic. What's the brand, if I may ask? Because I don't know a lot of pear liqueurs. I know a lot of orange ones, but not pear. Okay. Adam says, hello, Miss Mara. Hello, Adam. Nice to see you. Liam says, a more humorous question. Thinking back of Mr. and Mrs. Claus, which one would you prefer to dom? Ooh, that's a good one. Probably Santa, just because he's Santa, but I would totally double dom him with Mrs. Claus. 100%. I'll even let her, like, take over most of the time because I would just be there living for that. Eddie says, Kieran, if you tip the goddess, then you will get to see sexy feet. Thank you, guys. Samrat, you can view that kind of content on iwantmara.com. Let's see. Liam says, I'm at a comfortable 6'1", although I'd prefer to be taller. 6'1" is a good height. I think that's a good height. I feel like, because like a random driver and my sub, they're like 6'3", 6'4". Things that aren't necessarily made for their height unless you're in Scandinavia. That's why I asked what the ethnicity is, because in like Norway, Finland, Sweden, they're pretty tall over there. So like a lot of their things are like, their design is very functional, sturdy, can fit in small places, even though I'm just like, why is it a compact area when you guys are very tall? But yeah. Exotic Plush says, someone got a tip, lol. I know, right? Virad says, I'm your big fan from Sri Lanka. Ooh, nice. Welcome. Stan says, I'm actually a bit tall. I'm 5'11" and a half inches. Oh, nice. Random driver says, I'm Finnish. Still taller than average in here, but the Netherlands, I almost feel short. Yeah, right. I just, yeah, 100%. Well, I don't know. I feel like I've known somebody from in the Netherlands who was like 6'7", 7 or something. I was just like, you're like basketball players. Mayur says, ma'am, I'm your big fan from India. Hello, welcome. I love this. Everybody's from all over the place. Graham says, fighting giants, get someone elf to do it. Honestly, elves probably could because they have the magic to do it. Like, just get 5 of them out there. They'll probably just capture or, you know, conquer a giant or something. Stan says Zanti is the brand. Ooh, I'm gonna write that down. Pen, paper, Zanti, pear liqueur. Okay. All right. Fraz on Twitch says, yo, fam. What up? Graham says, of course, fighting dragons can be hobbit forming. Yes. Hobbits are good at evasive maneuvers. Okay. People are asking what size are my feet. They're a size 8 or 39 in European. Liam says, as a profound practitioner of having both C and B, I know hurting B does hurt C, and not only C, but the C of all my previous incarnations and so on. Right. Also, the Santa thing, I hear you asking, are you on the naughty list? No, I'm such an innocent little angel. What are you talking about? Alex says, I'm short, 5'1". Ooh, I'm taller than you. So in heels, we could play like a giantess roleplay if you're into that. Somebody, somewhere, many people are into that actually. Okay. I'm just gonna call you Azzy. Says, you cool, nice presentation, nice blog. Eastern Mistress in Big City, you are simple, you cool, you good. Thank you. Oh man, I don't speak, it almost looks Cyrillic, but it's not. Krimpa? Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to say your name. Sorry, dude, but hi from Azerbaijan. Hello. If you can spell your name out, like Romanize it for me, then I'll be able to call you properly or greet you properly. Stan says, at Samrat, stop begging and tip some, would you? Thanks, Stan. Okay. Liam says, well, as a Dom, you'd ask Santa. No, I wouldn't ask. I would just have him tell me because he would probably tell me. Or at least hint at it. Oh, Alex says I'm into that, mistress. Oh, then we shall do that. Where are you located? I have 6-inch platforms, so that plus my 5'4" height, I'm about like 5'10", which is like normal model height here in the US. Like the minimum, I think, female model height is like 5'9" or 5'10". Graham says, mistress is devilishly angelic. Smiley face. Right? You can see it, right? Eddie says, dirty feet are sexy. It's even sexier when they're getting cleaned by other people. My ear says, hi ma'am with a red heart. Hello. Liam says, I wish I had a mistress who likes to do the stuff I like. Well, you haven't played with me yet. So. Oh, Alex is from the UK. Yay. Great Britain. Nate says, don't stop being cute, Domin. Red Heart, I'm glad you guys find it cute. This is just who I am. I'm like this. But thank you, Nate. You guys made me laugh. This is nice. If you like this stream, give it a thumbs up. Alex says, cute, mistress. Oh my god. Liam says, what's your favorite adjective to use for yourself? Well, I like very specific stuff. I like to be overpowered and more Dubcon is things? I don't know what Dubcon is, but that sounds amazing. It sounds like a dubstep convention. That's where my mind went to. And I know you're into the fantasy stuff too. We talked about that as well. Liam. Stan says, I'm Mara's personal Praetorian guard. I will crucify anyone who disrespects the Imperatrix. Yes, crucify them with your love for the Romans. Eddie says the goddess is always attractive, Nate. Aw, thank you. Liam says Dubcon is dubious consent. Oh, I like my version of Dubcon better. Dubstep convention. Man. Okay. I think I caught up to all of the comments. Gaga says, I'm a big fan of your beautiful, sexy feet. I like. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you guys... I have a foot playlist on my channel. Let's see. Whew. My cheeks hurt from laughing. Okay. Where are they? So if you go onto my channel, youtube.com/DominaMara, there are tabs at the top. Home, videos, playlists, community. Under the videos tab, you can, all the way to the right, there's like 3 bars that kind of look, well, it looks like this. Long, medium, short, and it says sort by. If you click on that, you can click on the most popular and a lot of my foot stuff will come up. If you click on playlists, I have many playlists, and one of them is called Maratarsals. It's a play on words for Mara and metatarsals, which have to do with like the balls of your feet. And if you click on that, there's 15 videos on there. And then if you go to community, which is the next tab over, you'll see all of my polls, my photos, my just everything that I post, my updates. And yeah, that's a little bit of a tour on my foot content. David says, okay, I gotta go. My friends are here, so I'll see you next time. There's a thumbs up, and see you soon. Thanks for stopping by, David. Have fun with your friends. Alex says, I have seen it, mistress. Thanks. Did you give it a like? I hope you did. Graham says the barbarians agree with the Empire stand. Thumbs up. Stan says, yep, haha, if I'm Mark Anthony, then you are Queen Cleopatra, daughter of a sun god, daughter of Ra. Ooh, I like how, like, majestic that sounds. Hi. Gaga says, you don't like foot play live, ma'am. So I don't show my feet unless I'm tipped because that's just how I do things on here. You're also welcome to purchase from my Amazon wish list. That also counts. And that is over here. There. I've sent that as well. All right. Graham says Cleopatra had a lovely ass. Indeed she did, and unfortunately that led to her demise. Self-inflicted, but still, what a waste. Man, I laughed so hard that I drank all my water. Okay. I do have updates since the last time we've spoken, but I kind of want to wait because, yeah, I just want to wait. Do any of you guys, okay, I'm going to ask this now. I might post this again as a poll on my community tab. But are you guys into like anonymous like gear? Like helmets, hats, hoods, masks and stuff like that, so that you can't like, you're no longer your identity as a sub or during play? Eddie says, unlimited power, Liam. Gaga says, I'm a big fan of your feet. I will kiss your feet. Yes. Do that on your knees. Without your hands. Alex says, I am, mistress. Wait, you are what? I missed something. Random Driver says, I have a couple of leather and canvas masks and I love them. Ooh, canvas. What does the canvas one look like? I'm unfamiliar with canvas ones. Like, yeah. Is it like an executioner one? Those are cool. Like if they weren't so... If it didn't have that association or like other associations, then like cultural and religious and culty associations, I feel like those are pretty cool as a form. I don't know about function because it's very long, but keeps you anonymous, I guess, while you're chopping heads off. Liam says, I sadly have to leave for now, but I may be back later. Sorry, Miss Amra. Enjoy your day and week. Nice to see you, Liam. Good questions today. Hope to see you next time. Stan says, Cleopatra used her intelligence, beauty, and her cunning personality to seduce men in high positions of power. Smart woman, she is today seen as a symbol of femininity and one of the greatest women in history. Yet she was also one of the most beautiful women in history. She like knew fashion or like created her own style. Like the black eyeliner, that was her. Like the Egyptians have in their hieroglyphs. Oh, Alex says, hiding my identity, mistress. Gotcha. Graham says, I saw Cato Mara in Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra in my youth. Watching her writhing on the stage after the asp bite made a lasting impression on my teenage brain. Smiley face. Yes, of course it would. You and many others, I'm sure. Tony says, how exciting is trampling as a fetish for sub to pursue? I get asked for it a lot, especially if they like feet. Some people like it with shoes on and then, you know, take the shoes off. Sometimes with nylons and stockings and pantyhose are such a huge turn on for other people too. The material just adds another layer, literally and figuratively, to play. So it's not as common. Like, I mean, it is common. It's not as often that I get trampling requests as it is just for feet, if that makes sense. But I still kind of include it in play if I feel like it. I just don't go as intense. I just, like, you know, run my feet over or my legs over. As a teasing mechanism, of course. Random Driver says, it's kind of medieval style executioner mask. Don't know the term in English, but it is almost like jeans, like fabric. Yeah, no. Canvas is kind of like denim, but it's not denim. I understand. Reconstructed Beauty says, hello, Miss Mara. Just stopping to say hi with the sunglasses emoji. Yes, I like masks, especially if you're going to be filming the session, lol. Yay! Sunglasses, hard eye sunglasses. Nice to see you, Reconstructed Beauty. Graham says, I have a number of Anglo-Saxon and Viking helmets. Yes, but is that like your thing? Like, I know it's your thing when you go out to kind of like dress in it and live it, but like, is that something that you also have as a fetish? Exotic Plush is asking, if someone were to hopefully tip for your feet, would you show them all stream or only for a bit? So if it was earlier on, I would have shown it. It depends on the amount. I'm just going to put it that way. Graham says, all masked. Gustavo says, hola, señorita bonita, saludos de España, Cataluña. Oh, mucho gusto. Algún día la conoceremos en persona, muy linda mujer. Muchas gracias y bienvenidos. Stan says, imagine getting dominated by Cleopatra in her courtroom/bedroom. Oof. Oof. The thought makes me get goosebumps, but in a good way. Random Driver says, I watched your Amazon list. You have a crystal ball in your list. I have a couple photography grade lens balls. You can get interesting and funny effects using them in photography. Huh. I would be using them for other things, but yeah, I guess I could use it for photography as well. Oh. Gustavo says, la última vez le pregunté sobre la dirección de Estados Unidos para mandarle los guantes de conducción. Su medida es 7. Mi correo es that. Allí puede enviarme muchas. Señorita bonita. Okay. Vale. Let's see. Eddie says, if you read history, these Egyptian royalty ladies dip their toes in some natural paints, etc. yeah, they used, like, their makeup was all natural, well, natural stuff. Like, they would use oils and, like, mix that with, like, charcoal. That's how they would get, like, the black of the eyeliner, or, and then for, like, other pigments, they would crush up stones and stuff like that really finely, grind them up, paint them on. And then they would use, like, gold plates or, like, onyx, polished stones as mirrors, which was really cool. So, yeah. Stan says, I love, like, leather officer hats that you used to wear in Paratrix. Yeah, me too. I was actually thinking of buying one that was shiny. Or if anyone of you would like to buy me one, I will link you. And that will count as a request for the chat. Let's see. Eddie says, I was referring to Stan, sorry. Oh. Well, I chimed in too. Shadow Plays says, if you had a superpower, what would it be called and what would it be? I kind of answered this before. Out of all, like, the mainstream types of powers, probably, like, telekinesis of some sort, or, like, teleportation's also really good. But, and I don't mean, like, the Flash where he just, like, zips to and from. I actually want, like, teleportation. Let's see. I don't know about the name, but if I had a power move, so that's just like that was a superpower. But if I had a power move, like, you know how in Street Fighter he goes like Ryuken or whatever, Hadouken. Wow, Ryu says that. I'm not a Street Fighter like nerd, so a little slow on dusting those cobwebs. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it would depend on the power. It would be a pretty one though, and it wouldn't be too long to say because that would just be ridiculous. But maybe I would have one that is ridiculously long, like Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, just for the fun of it. And it wouldn't work until I said the whole thing. That would be so funny. But then, like, if it was it has to be something that's not, like, that I need when I'm in dire situations, because otherwise it just, I would probably perish. Okay. Got really deep into that one. Graham says, in fetish terms, that is something I want to experiment with. My Jamaican friend is keen on masks and hoods, so perhaps next time I catch up with her, we can indulge. Yeah, I always use blindfolds. Blindfolds are kind of my go-to, but they don't hide the identity. It's more of a sensory deprivation thing. Tony says, I only enjoy femdom sessions with Asian doms, particularly of Chinese origin. I don't know why, but I love it. If we dig deeper into that, I'm sure we can figure out why. What do you, like, is it because they're strict, or, like, just kind of knowing that they're part of a ancient culture, or, like, you should dig into why. That's important. Important in understanding your fetish, and important in understanding for us who are of that culture and race to unpack as well. Stan says, if I had some sort of superpower, I would wish to have the power to read people's minds or have the Force like in Star Wars. So that's pretty much telekinesis. Like, you can levitate things with your mind. It's basically what Xavier from X-Men and Jean Grey, Phoenix, have. That's their power. But with it comes a heavy burden. Like, I don't know if you can turn that thing off, you know? So, yeah. Reconstructed Beauty says, you are nicer than my friend about trampling. She always wears heels. Eek. I mean, I always start out with heels, obviously, because I'm wearing them, but, you know, half the time I'm sitting, so I like making marks that will probably last like 45 minutes to 2 hours, but that depends on the person if they're okay with receiving marks, etc., etc., if they even like that at all. Some people, I had somebody who liked trampling but not with heels on. They wanted me to take my shoes off beforehand. And I can understand if that was like a hygienic thing, because I walk all over the place with my heels, and if they were trying to stay, you know, sanitary, fine, but thank you, Eddie, for the reminders. If it gets to be too much, I might just have to put these guys on timeout, but Stan says Silentium. Okay, random driver says, I might be out of line here, but still relating to your Amazon list. Are you aware of the Sony A7 III shutter problem? There have been some discussions of it falling too soon. You mean like failing after a while, or having a delay, or I'm not sure what you mean. From all the reviews that I've watched, it's still a very like high-end camera. And actually my short film, my introduction film, was shot on a Sony A7 III. However, I might just get the newest one, like, because, you know, I mean, there's pros and cons to that too, and I've watched the videos on that as well, but I haven't really heard about the shutter thing. Graham says, one superpower is sufficient, omnipotence. I don't know. I don't want to know everything, honestly. Like, there's just things in life that I think I'm happier not knowing, for me personally. Because ignorance literally is bliss. Like, just not knowing, you're happy hunky-dory. Shadowplay says leprechauns are mammals too. Oh hell no. What? That's really random. I've seen that written recently on memes. But yeah, random. Speaking of random, Random Driver says, I think they even started a class action suit of the A7 III shutter problem. Good to know. Thanks for that reference. Alex says, I like whips and chains most, mistress. Do you like the chains as impact, or do you like the chains holding you as part of bondage? Okay. Alex says, bondage, mistress. Me too. I like chains in that vein as well, actually. I used to play with this older gentleman, and he would have chains for linking to cuffs, and then we would use that on, you know, a mattress bed. Brandon says, how are you, Miss Mara? I'm doing well. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Stan says, I'm actually really curious about whips, but if I want to go slow in the start, I would try it in the future. Yeah, I mean, like, a responsible dom wouldn't just go super hard. Like, for me, I ease my subs into it because you can break skin with the end of the tail end of a whip. Graham says, enjoying Mistress's metaphysical musings. Speaking of metaphysical, I have new charms that I put up in my house. And, yeah, they're really pretty. It just sucks that they're not in places where sunlight can hit them because they can make rainbow, how do you say, like reflections on the walls. But I get to enjoy them every day to and from, so that works. Ruby K says, hello, welcome. Stan says, I'm also really curious about candle wax play. Oh, I love candle wax. Those are fun. And for those who like wax and feet, do I have news for you? I have candles that are also like massage oils. So once you pour them, they become slippery and you can have a lot of fun with that. Eden says, damn, long time no see, Miss Mara. Hello, Eden. Nice to see you. Brandon says, I saw a video of you getting a pedicure, Miss Mara. Yes, that took a really long time to film, surprisingly. Probably because we have a lot of different angles and shots, and that sub is not a professional, like, pedicurist. But he did his best, and, I mean, I had very nicely, pedicured feet afterwards, so I'm never gonna complain. We, may do more in the future, so look out for that on my, playlist. My Mara Tarsals playlist that you can find on my playlist tab on my channel has all of my foot stuff compiled. It's a compilation of the videos. Exotic Plush asks, how are subs able to play with you? What do you mean? What's the process? I have a YouTube video on this. You can reserve by applying on my website, and we go from there. Random Driver says, what is your favorite type of restraints, Miss Mara? Chains, ropes, rigid metal restraints, or leather restraints? Probably rope, because you don't need anything else. If that is all you have and I'm traveling, like I have leather as well. But what's the fun in just like cuffing somebody and then linking them to something? It's so like, it's fun. There's a ritual to it. But like, it's over in 2 seconds. Half the fun is that process of binding someone to some part of their body or to a piece of furniture. And I feel like rope is the best medium for that. Eden says, how have you been, Miss Mara? I've been doing okay. More positive than negative, and I have some really cool stuff coming up, so stay tuned for that. I know things are still tough. I myself have had, days where I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't do anything. Like, that is where I laid the whole day, besides getting up to use the restroom or, watching videos and eating. There are days where I, have to lay down and just take the day for myself, but that doesn't stop me from working towards my goals. So eventually I end up, churning out what I want to, because, I want to accomplish things in life. Life's too short. So long but short answer to that. How are you? Thanks for asking, Eden. Mel says, hello, Miss Mara. How the devil are you? Ooh, well, if you guys didn't know, Mara is a type of demon, so that is a very in line with my essence. An angelic demon. That's probably why I really like Lucifer, honestly. All right. I'm doing well. Thank you, Mel. Graham says, wax is fine as long as it's done from a height and isn't dangerously hot. Yes, and always have something underneath. It's very messy and can stick to a lot of things, and you don't want to have a sub scraping off the wax chips from the floor later, or getting stuck to carpet. Like, it's no bueno. So always put something down beforehand, because yeah, it's a mess. I don't do it often unless it's specifically requested, and then even then I'm just like, okay, where am I going to be, and make the decision then. But if it's just on the body, then it's no problem. From safe distances, like Graham said. Stan says, oh, you can use that candle wax as massage oil? Not all of them. The brands that I have specifically say that on the branding. Just going to be clear about that. But yes, winky face. Graham says, rope is my favorite. Oh, yay. Brandon says, who is your pedicure worshiper, Miss Mara? Meaning who likes giving them to me, or who likes watching it being done to me? Because I feel like there's a lot more of the latter than the first one. But who knows? I don't know. It was a new thing. Exotic Ploosh is asking, Miss Mara, can I talk to you on Instagram? That is a fabulous question, and the answer is no. I do not respond to DMs. I don't respond to random questions that are just out of context, even if they're commented. And if I see you as spam, unfortunately, it will be removed, or I'm just gonna ignore it because I have other things that I need to take care of in my life. And I can't be bothered with all these questions that, you know, I have either mentioned previously or I have them on my websites. Gustavo's asking if I'm married. Okay. Gustavo says, ¿Es usted casada porque es muy bonita y la verdad tiene ojos y cara muy linda? Muchas gracias. No quiero casarme. Eddie says, candle wax is tough. It hits you just like having your skin close to an ember. Yeah, I mean, it looks easy to play with, but there's actually ways in which you can like make it enjoyable or make it stingy, you know? First of all, the area on the body part that you drip it onto is crucial because some places are way more sensitive than others. Secondly, the height determines how hot it's going to be. And then third of all, like where it drips, because it's hot liquid that is eventually going to cool into a solid form, matters. It really does. So Mel says, yeah. Hope you recognize me as the old Mel used to chat. I didn't know anything changed. Alex says, rope and chains are great. Mistress. Agreed. So existed or unexisted. I can't show that question on my chat. However, I will reword it for other people because I think it's an important question. What do you think about white men who have a fetish for Asian women? And my answer to that is go watch my Asian Femmes panel that I did at Pleasure Chest last year in January, where I speak with 3 other ladies about the just objectification that some men might have for us as a racial as a race. We go in depth through history and we talk about why it's not okay. It's okay to appreciate us for our aesthetic and stuff like that, but you're not seeing us as a person at that point. If you like us as a person, then it shouldn't matter that we are Asian as well, unless that is something that you're actually interested in as a fetish. Brandon asks, are you really a demon, Miss Mara? I don't know. You're going to have to book a session with me to find out. I had a tickle sub who said, yes, I really am one. So, who knows? Julian on Twitch says, hey, hello, welcome to the stream. All right, back to YouTube. Stan says at Brandon, oh, you didn't know? Be careful. Oof. Thanks, Stan. Random Driver says, interesting point with that rope. I'm not very good with rope yet, but I would like to be better and learn. I started years ago with collecting different style handcuffs and restraints. Yeah, I really don't like the traditional metal handcuffs. It just reminds me too much of like popos. Not my thing. I have a pair. I don't use them a lot. I feel like they're more for props or for like role play. I prefer rope, honestly. And it's the beauty about rope is like you don't have to be super into it, like with all the intricacies of it. Like you can just learn. Like I don't feel like I am also super masterful in rope, but I can do a bunch of really basic things really well. And I feel like that's what matters, because once you get the foundation of that, you literally can do anything with it. Like your creativity will take you where the rope wants to go. Mel says, I took my surname, I've changed to another name, lol. My son said it was a risk to get scammed, so interesting. Yeah, probably, actually, now that I understand what he was trying to say. Graham says, wax gets stuck in hair, at least temporarily. Shaving or trimming in advance can be a good idea. Or you can avoid the face. Or if you have hair on the rest of your body, yes, that too. Or if you're like me, I burn off all the hair first with my fire torches. Eddie says, yellow eyes, long vampiric teeth. I actually have both of those. Heart eye emojis ×3. I have like I have like yellow eyes with like the cat eye slit thing. I have contacts like that. Mel says, oh, I wished you lived in the UK. I will be visiting there soon enough. Graham says, a beautiful, intelligent, charming lady is a beautiful, intelligent, charming lady regardless of ethnic context. Exactly. Thank you for understanding that. I mean, and if you have a thing for Asians, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that understand where it's coming from and know that, you know, depending on the person, it can be harmful how you display that to them. You know, that's all. Brendan says, leave me alone, Stan. This is between me and Miss Mar. You guys are funny. Mel says, sounds so, oh, I wish I could ever see you. Save up until I'm there, because it's not going to be that affordable of a session. I'm going to do my best to work with, you know, international, you know, rates, but yeah. Enyo says, How do you prefer your new followers to treat you and speak to you? Just as any person should, with respect. You can call me Miss Mara. You don't need to call me Goddess or Domina unless you want to. Some people have, you know, because they've been on my chat for a while, like Stan has, he has a specific nickname that he calls me, but it also has to do with respect. It's Imperatrix, so still has to do with a dominant, you know, title, but, you know, he says it with respect. If you continue to read the live chat, like, you can follow along and see how other people have been communicating with me and just kind of go off of that. But thanks for asking that. That's a very important question. I think that is the first step to, you know, introducing yourself and then, you know, seeing how things work on a channel that you've never been on before. So thanks for asking that. Tony is asking, is it a good idea to practice with your partner? What do you mean? I'm going to answer this in a way that I feel like would be best, open-ended. So I live it 24/7. It's not something I practice per se, like I live it. And the things that I do practice are the techniques, or if I want to transition from one scene to another, like I can practice a smooth transition that way, but usually I don't really have to because, you know, it's pretty organic. I do have a personal sub that I do, if there's things like say if I just learned, I don't know, how to throw a whip, let's just say. If I just learned that, sure, I'll ask if I could practice on them, but again, that has to do with technique and not necessarily like the dynamic aspect of it. I don't have to practice that. That obviously comes out naturally. Unexisted is asking, do you have a podcast on your channel about that subject? What subject exactly? We just talked about a lot of things, so you got to be a little bit more specific. Like, yeah. Oh, about the white men versus Asian doms. I have 2 to 3 videos on it, so go check those out. Mel says, the other year I was chatting with a Filipino lady. She said, or she was so lovely, I only wish COVID hadn't come, or she would be here with me now. Have fun with that if it does happen. Eddie says, Tony, the answer is yes. I guess, I mean, I answered that as like a personal thing for myself. You obviously may have different, you know, instances for your own personal play. So it depends on the person. But I would think that people do play with their partners, so technically it would be practice, because practice is pretty much experience. Brandon says, you're beautiful, Miss Mara. Thank you. Been losing some of the quarantine weight, so thankfully, hopefully, when everything does open up back up, maybe I'll be close to how I looked previously. Because I still don't trust gyms. Like, I'm not going to go to a place that's infested with a bunch of germs and body sweat and stuff. And who knows how many of those people were actually vaccinated. I don't trust it, even if I am vaccinated or not. Eddie is asking, I have done walnut busting and soft squishing and grabbing. Oh, me too. I love that. That's part of it, I think. Stan says, oh, I will. Once she releases her demon physical form, I will definitely leave you alone. Brandon. Oh, Stan. You hold a special place in my heart. Frank says, hello, beautiful. How's your day? It's going well. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? And welcome to the stream. Eddie says, getting hit by the bony upper side of the feet is tough. Buy them walnuts? Yes. Tony says that Eddie, thanks. I ask my Asian GF to trample me. She just does it because she understands it makes me happy. Oh, I love doing it. Session with me. I'll do it with heels, without heels, stockings, without stockings, the whole shebang. Unexisted says, my father is Asian and my mother is white. I think that's really rare. Not so much these days. I've seen a lot of male Asians with female Caucasians here in LA recently. So, I mean, it's not as common as obviously the vice versa aspect of it, but there's more now. So that's good. And that's really sweet. I like that. Brandon says, I would like thumbs up to book a demon session with you, Miss Mara. You know, I'm trying to do more cosplay or like role play with costume sessions, so that could be a thing. Frank says, when can I massage your feet? You can start by RSVPing on my website. And if you're local to Los Angeles, that can be arranged soon. Enyo says, Goddess Mara, is it okay to do a ritual or an act of respect for you every time before watching a video of yours or open your socials or live stream, like kneeling down to you? Yes. Of course it is. You can even kiss the ground if you'd like. Mohammed says, nice to see you. Nice to see you as well. All right, I kind of have to use the restroom, but I don't want to end the stream just yet. So I'm gonna let the Twitch one run, but I'm gonna take you guys with me so that I can show you. Oh, you guys can stare at my altar since I have it. Ta-da! Woo! For now, just take a look at it and set your intentions. And I'm back. Okay. Ugh. It's not even that warm and I'm drinking so much water. Drink water, guys. Hydrate yourself. Okay. Let's see. Mel says, ooh, yes, yes, to dress up, please. Unexisted says, thank you for your honesty. Have a good night. I hope you come back and have a good rest of your weekend. Stan says, haha, you two have a special place in my red heart. You're so cool, Imperatrix. Aw, thanks. Carl says, hello, my smart, sexy, very dominant mistress. Hope to submit to you soon. I live here in LA. Yes, apply to serve. Graham says, very sensible, ma'am. I have had my first AstraZeneca shot, but I'm still being careful. Our lockdown is easing on Monday, but the Kent variant and especially the Indian variant are issues of concern. Yes, still continue to stay home until, I guess, CDC says otherwise, or whatever equivalent you have in your country. Mohammed says, just woke up and got a good surprise to find you live here. Wow, great experience. Yay. Good morning. DP is interested in some of my sadistic fantasies. Then go on to iwantmara.com and you'll find a bunch of them there. Carl says, I've also been vaccinated. Very good. I'll be fully vaccinated by June. Getting my second one soon. Fristy says, hello, Mistress Mara. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Hope you are as well. Mel says, lol, what hear you we, lol? It might have been your imagination. I don't know. Brandon says, don't let a stranger rub your feet, Miss Mara. I was just looking out for you. I wouldn't let well, I mean, if the stranger, tips very generously, who am I to say no to such generosity? Eddie says, build your own gym, goddess. Oh, I know, right? All those thousands of dollars into equipment, where you guys can help fund that. And you could do that by tipping at my tip jar pinned at the top of the chat. Enyo says, thanks, goddess. I will kneel and kiss the ground and thank you every time from now on, Red Heart. Good worshiper. Graham says, ooh, very nice. I saw some Roman reenactors doing a ritual in Latin using a portable altar at Bridoswald Fort on Hadrian's Wall several years ago. Actually, my altar is portable too. It's literally a shelf that is, I think it's custom made because it fits the width of the custom dressers as well. So, but yeah, you could pick that up and move it to I could move that to another dresser if I wanted to. Reconstructed Beauty says, Ms. Mara, I thought you might find this funny. I'm seeing a concert in September and it's the same state as my Dom friend. I'm going to be sleeping in her dungeon. Nice. What concert? And where are they going to be playing or featured? Unexisted is asking if I could give them a video title of the subject. What? No, you go go research it yourself. I have all of these things that I've already done. You can make that effort and look for it. Gustavo says, piense porque su nombre es muy latina y parece mexicana en su forma bonita de pensar. Or you mean pensar? Mara es un nombre de, I don't know, muchas culturas diferentes. So, pienso que María es muy latina y like actually Latin, because that's what you called Mary, like Maria, the Virgin Mary. So, Fresty is asking if it's possible to see a boot show. Yes, is it possible to see some tipping? We'll show boots for tips. Alex says, I've had both of my injections, so I'm all done with it, mistress. Good job. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for travel and doing it for my mother, I probably would have just like waited until whenever. Like, I don't care for it, but I think it's a good thing to have just because it reduces rates. So I did it. Eddie says, remember, Graham, do the demon stuff with a domina for fun, not to summon entities that will cause distress or possess you. Yeah, don't do that. Don't summon entities. That's very dangerous and probably will curse you. Brandon says, I'm sending my love. Miss Mara. Aw, with the heart eye emojis. Thank you. Mark says, I like the name of your stream and I hope you have a good weekend. Thanks, you too. Like this video. Stan says, the father of sexual sadism. Wait. Oh, Caligula. Caligula equals Stan. Oof. Oh my gosh. No. No, Stan, no. I yes, but no. Okay. Eddie says, and Caligula was also considered demonic. Yeah. But like not in a good way. Yeah. Alex says, I don't like injections, mistress. I just don't like the soreness that it brought afterwards. Of course, I did it on my non-dominant hand, but it just, it was annoying. Like, if you don't use your arm, like, I had to, like, you know, be active with my arm in order for it to be a minimum amount of soreness. So, that's the part I don't like. It's just annoying. But it doesn't hurt. It's just, yeah. Stan says, ha ha ha, as you say, Imperatrix, I like Caligula's story. There's so much more to it than his late reign, which was crazy. Well, maybe you should tell me the story one day and maybe it'll change my view on him. But for now, it stands. Haha, get it, Stan? Because you're Stan. So I'm so funny. Graham says, if I could summon anyone, it would be the goddess. Although she does the summoning, of course. Indeed. Who are you to summon me without my permission? Brandon says, stop being inappropriate with Miss Mara. He's fine.
Graham says, I didn't even feel my injection. Yeah, honestly, same. Like, I was fine for the first few hours, and then later I took a nap. And then I was just like, okay, it feels like there's bricks on top of my arm. Because I hadn't moved it for a while. Stan says Caligula is my favorite emperor, although he may not have been the best emperor in his later years. But for the first 7 months of his reign, it was a golden age. 7 months? That's nothing. If it was 7 years, then okay, fine. But like, how long did Caesar reign for? Alex says it killed my arm, mistress. Did you like do hand circles, arm circles? Because that helped me. Mel says, nurse told me I'd feel a prick. I said I do at times, lol. Yeah. For some people, I hear that the second shot is worse. But I think it also depends on like the type that you get. I don't know. Everybody's different. There's no like real true comparison. You just listen to feedback from people who have done it before you, and then you're just like, okay, I'm mentally prepared. My turn. Go. Graham says John Hurt was a superb Caligula in the BBC production of I, Claudius, back in the 70s. Mel says, sorry, bad joke, miss. It's fine. I understood what you said. Stan says Julius Caesar reigned for 5 some years, and Augustus reigned for over 40 years, something like that. Okay. 40 years? He lived that long? That's a long time for back then. Didn't people like die like in their late 30s or, you know, they didn't live past 50. Also, I like the V's for the U's. Alex says 60 years, mistress. Huh? No, he might have been 6. What? 75? Really? Man, these guys lived a long time. Huh. Must be all that exercise from conquering and everything. They also had Italian food, so... That's a really long time. Augustus lived a really long time. Also, Caesar actually kind of... I thought Caesar... Okay, hold on. No, I thought Caesar was young. Like, he died young because he was stabbed to death. Caesar... It says former Roman consul. Yeah, he was like 55 when he passed, Caesar. That's still pretty long. Damn. Good for them. Brandon is asking, who did my pedicure, Miss Mara? One of my subs? It was his first time doing it, so I think he did a pretty good job for his first time. Very decent. Mel says they used to drink wee from diabetic ladies. Ew. That is not a picture that I kind of want. Just I think the diabetic part is just not a healthy. That's just not healthy. Stan says, I'm trying to write about Caligula and his story a little bit, but the text here is limited to only 200. Don't worry about it. You can tell me in person. Graham says the year of the 3 emperors had a rapid turnover. Mel says true, said to be sweeter. I think it also depends on how hydrated those ladies were. But that's news to me. Reconstructed Beauty says, seeing Julian Banker, then Trent Rezer? Who are these people? I know they're, I know they are, the artists. Oh, Julian Baker. Oh, he's young. Or she's young. Cool. And then the other person. Okay. He's older. Oh, wait. Yeah, 9 Inch Nails. Hell yeah. Oh my god, I should have known that. Ugh. That's how disconnected from like music and bands and stuff we are. Well, maybe not you, but I am because of this damn pandemic. Ugh. Haven't seen any of my like the people that I like, you know, at festivals or whatever for years. Alex says, I have to go now, mistress. See you next stream. Nice of you to stop by. Thanks for coming, Alex, and have a good weekend. Stan says, okay, I'm gonna try to figure it out. Brandon says, I give really good feet massages, Miss Myra. If only you were in the same city. Then you can tribute and massage mine as long as you'd like. Well, as long as the tribute lasts for. Oh boy, Stan, you really wrote it all out here. Okay, so this is Caligula. He really tried not to become the new Tiberius. I personally think that the throne took a toll on him and maybe he had some nervous breakdown, but don't take my word for it. I also heard that he had like nervous breakdowns, or like one big one that really changed him. Stan says, if you take his early life into consideration and try to put yourself in his helpless situation, where basically his whole family was killed and sent into exile, and his father was most probably murdered by orders of Tiberius. He was extremely intelligent and ambitious, but when he fell into that sickness of his, and when he woke up, he wasn't really the same again. Maybe he thought that while he was sick that the Praetorian Guard would replace him. I don't know. Done. Oof. A lot of text, sorry. Actually, that was pretty concise. So, good job. Eddie says, I took both back in March. Glad to have it as well since it gives you more security when going outside. I don't even go outside that much. I go outside for like sessions, my select sessions, groceries, and then I've gone and dined out a couple of times, and those places I trust because they're super, like, they do their job in maintaining, you know, the distance and the cleanliness, etc., etc. Graham says, absolute power corrupts absolutely, except in Mistress's case. Touche. Stan says, thanks, smiley face. Mel says, any jobs for a butcher? I'm moving over to LA, lol. I'll massage your feet forever and I don't have a foot fetish. But yeah, that's funny. I mean, I do love steaks. Oh yeah. Eddie says, fetishes have been around for a long time. I bet you Caligula experienced all of those, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sure he instigated all of those. Graham says, good for you, Eddie. Thumbs up. Stan says, haha, Caligula is the fetish king in ancient times. Ag Graham. Mel says, I'll cook you steaks anytime. You'll have to buy them too. Sammy says, you are the best. Thanks. Hello. But yeah, we are approaching 2 hours now for the stream, and I think that will be the time where I cut this off. However, if there are any last questions, comments, concerns, this would be the time to do that now. Mel says, no probe, lol. I'm moving. You mean no prob? Graham says, well, as you say, Stan Tiberius taught Caligula everything he knew. You know, the only thing that I really love about the Romans are their names. Their names are pretty awesome. Like, you don't hear people called Julius or Caligula or Tiberius anymore. Those are some strong, or Augustus. Those are some strong names. And they have like that feel for that time and age, you know? So... Random driver says, has it already been 2 hours? Time flies, right? When you're having fun. HHKK says, your feet are very beautiful with very long toenails, goddess. Really? I actually thought my toenails are quite short. Or not like short, but like trim. But thank you. Graham says, thank you, Mistress, for yet another delightful stream. You're welcome. As I mentioned, tips are helping at this moment because, you know, all my hard work and everything. And then stuff from my wish list as well. There's stuff from under $10 to over. So pick what you like. And if you can contribute, that would be fantastic. Stan says, yes, exactly. He did teach him on Capri, but he was already pretty educated. It was nice talking to you again. Nice talking to you again, Imperatrix. Missed your stream, smiley face. I missed you too, Stan. Eddie says Caligula probably experienced foot fetish long before anybody. In ancient times, royal women washed their feet with water mixed with aromatic plants, flower petals, etc. Yes, and oils. Gosh, I want that practice done today, like with rose water and rose petals, or like lily pads or something. Mel says, like to say how lovely this is, but sleep well, sweet dreams. Night, Miss Mara. Good night, Mel. Thanks for stopping by. Graham says, Capri is a lovely island, actually. Oh, let's take a look at what this looks like. south of Naples. Okay. Ooh, it's tiny. It's a very, very small island. Stan says Cleopatra probably had beautiful feet. Oh yeah, I'm sure. And she walked barefoot for the most part in her palace. Reconstructed Beauty says also seeing Bill Burr. Ooh, the shouting Irishman. Who kind of sounds like Iago from Disney's Aladdin. But he was great in Mandalorian. I really liked him in it. He was like, you know, well, in the second season. The first season he was still a little shouty, screechy, squawky. Graham says, I visited Capri when I was 16. Well, for just leisure? Mel says, lol, best things are small. Best things are in high quality, I believe. Like this chat. This chat was very high quality today. And you never know. Sometimes chats can be very, like, energetic, like today. And then some days you're just like, interesting crowd we have here today. But luckily, those of you who are my core group make it worthwhile. Stan says, Tiberius had his villa on Capri, Villa Jovis. There's stories that he would have people he didn't like thrown off the cliffs down to the water and drowned. Sounds Roman to me. Oh man, they definitely were like brutal. Mel says definitely yes. Eddie has heart smiling emojis times 3. Stan says yep. Oof. I like your oof. Have you seen that meme of that kid who goes ooh? I love that kid. He's great. Random driver says, Graham, Capri is also a Ford. That's what I thought first. Ford? You mean like a car model? Eddie says, goodbye, goddess. Nice for you to stop by. Thank you for participating as usual, and I hope I see you again soon. Sammy says, Queen of the world. World domination is indeed on my bucket list, or on my list. Ongoing, how do you say, work in progress. Stan says, nope, I haven't. Oh, look it up. Just type in like kid and oof and meme. Every time I read oof, I think of that kid and how he says it. It's great. I love that meme so much. He's so like, I think he's like skating around or like on a scooter in like his driveway, and like some adult, could be the father, I don't know, who's behind the camera is filming him. And he's like, do it again. He goes, ooh. It's so funny. I don't know why. It's like adorable and funny at the same time. Graham says, a mad school trip organized by the more anarchistic teachers, a booze cruise around Rome and the Bay of Naples. That sounds so terrible. I'm kidding, obviously. That sounds the opposite of terrible. I would love to go on that cruise too. Mel says car. Random driver says yes. Oh, I didn't know there was a Capri model. I know there's a Capri Sun. Those foil juices that are all sugar and 5% juice. Graham says, stay safe, everyone. Stan says, I will in Paratrix. Mel says, yeah, a long bonnet car made for UK. Exotic Plush. Oh, okay, this is a good question. One of the good questions you've asked today. Exotic Plush says, if you met someone who was younger than you found your feet attractive, how would you feel? So I have subs who are younger than me, and it's just fine. I don't think age is a problem. I don't think age should be a deterrent, and I don't think age is ever a limit. I think that the imagination and the mind is a limit. So if you don't have any problems with those, then you don't have any problems with people younger than you. At least I don't. And on that note, I am going to close off our chat today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it so that other people can learn about different things like Caligula and Tiberius, who had an island on Capri. And also, I hope I do more of these live chats again soon. Go ahead and subscribe, turn on notifications so that you know when I have new content out. I have so many more toys coming out soon, so check those out. And until next time, be safe, have fun, and keep it kinky, everyone. Mel says, what about older? Yes, older too, of course. Random Driver says, thank you for the stream. And Graham Turner has a hugging emoji. And Stan says, Vale Imperatrix, bye Empress. Hey. See you all next time.